Alright, welcome everybody. Here, as you saw the thumbnail, you know what this is about, but I figured I'd give you the background on the inspiration. After building this little doodad, I slightly de-jankified my rig here, but I got to thinking if I could find a use for it, then I thought, well, make a light box. So I'm going to, it gives me an excuse to get off the couch and do something and actually use some of the power tools I've accumulated over the years. So I've cut me some plywood that I had left over from a previous project. Built some shelves a long time ago, so I cut it into squares. Got my glue and baking soda. I picked up a breadboard and a power supply kit for the LEDs. And I've been playing around with it. The white LEDs are no problem. The red and yellows are an issue. The blue and green seem to work pretty good. But so I'm going to stick with the white for this purpose. But my plan is paint these white so they can be nice and reflective. Maybe have the back one be gray. Just thinking out loud here. Just so it's not overwhelming to the camera. And wire in and drill the holes for the super glue mixture. Mount the LEDs in it, so I have a homemade light kit that's should be rock solid by the time it's all said and done. I've also picked up, where'd I put them? These corner brackets so it should be, knowing me, it's not going to be square, but should be close to square, just slightly off square. But I'm not going to show you the prep work of painting because that's, I don't have a camera to do that with really, besides my phone. And but I'll come back when we're ready to mix up the the glue and mount the LEDs. I am going to do where I mounted this one to the back. I'm going to try and put the LED floating at the top of the glue this time. So I'll be putting them in head first, I guess. So I'll be putting them in down like that. So they get, my theory is that provide more light to the outside area. I'm figuring 3 LEDs on each side and maybe 1 on the bottom, so I have like 10 LEDs total. And I'm not going to put any in the back because I don't think you'd need to. And we'll see how that works. It'll be, I'll say, an experiment. We'll find out. So I'll be right back once I've done a little bit more prep. Okay, many hours later, because I forgot how hard it is to paint plywood. It's just kept soaking up coats. I think this is like at least 5 or 6 coats, and it's almost dry to the touch. It's still got that little tacky, but it's almost ready to go. Full disclosure, these are not square. They're square-ish, but they are reasonably uniform. So I should be able to make a box out of them. I will have to trim the back down a little bit to fit inside, I realize now, but basically I left 2 of them, the bottom and the back solid. I got 3 holes in what's going to be the sides and the top. Just took a speed square and made 3 lines, and so they should all be, let's say, they all line up pretty close. So they're, let's say, for my, for being the untrained amateur, that's a pretty good lineup. But like I say, and I'm going to be, rather than the gaffer tape, I'm going to switch to masking tape, because I imagine I'm still going to be peeling off a bunch of paint as I'm trying to make this happen. I actually only had one major blowout on all the holes, so I'm pretty happy with that. Trying to think of anything else before I get going on the actual, see if I can make it work situation. No, I think that's it. Let's jump in and see if I can. Like I say, my plan is, let me grab a piece of something, play underneath it here. It dries pretty instantly, but like I say, I've lost my LEDs. Oh, there they are. Gonna be doing 9 white ones. Get a whole tub. And it's going to be, I'm very much in prototype phase right now, so it's going to be basically brute force making it work. I'll worry about making it pretty after the fact. Get that sort of sealed in there. Like I say, I'm going to have issues over here, I'm sure, but I think hopefully I can finagle that with some wood filler or something at a later date. Let's say, if this even works when it's all said and done. I'll know before you will, but I'm still having to go through the process. Go ahead and do all my... Let's say this paint is probably not dry enough to use this tape on, so I'm sure there'll be some touching up that I have to do. And I did use the double strength primer paint on this, and it still just soaked right in. So it was just, and it was old, like I say, it's old plywood too, so it's had plenty of time to dry out. So it was ultra absorbent. Should have used a. Now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should use like a satin coat rather than a gloss coat. I think I've always heard that sort of reflects light more smoothly. But I didn't think about that when I was standing at the hardware aisle. Okay, so those are in. Now, like I said, my plan is to mount these guys down like that and have my contacts sticking out. And that glue, the tape actually does a pretty good job sticking to the tip. So it's gonna, if I can get it semi-centered, I think I might be in with a shot here. I'll do one regular speed and then I'll speed up the remaining ones just to see, unless something tragic or magic happens. Now, I've learned from my previous experience, I do want to, let's see, and I need my nozzle. Bought a new box of nozzles, so I've got like 100 of them to go through. Okay. Like I said, you want to use minimal baking soda at first. Just get it in there, spread around. And it's going to be combined into that glue on the tape too. So yeah. That's probably enough. And thought the cat was about to use her litter box, but she's evidently changed her mind, so I'll keep going. What she's doing now. Oh, she's attacking something I got on the floor. Okay. I dropped something that's of importance to her. Okay, let's put our first few drops in. Check and make sure the bottle is still working. On there, just a couple of drops. And a couple more drops on this side. Bad thing is I can't actually get anything in there to stir it around the bulb there. So just have to hope and see what happens in the end. I got a little overzealous with that application. Do I have anything? No needles or anything. Paperclip. I saw a paperclip the other day. I must have thrown it away. Or that might be what Neil's playing with. Okay, let's see how this one. Just keep building it up a little at a time. just going to spread some on the back here just to draw off any of the excess, maybe. If that was a good idea or not, but we'll find out together. Okay. Alright. Oh, looks like didn't get full absorption in there. Maybe if I can feel it, top it off from the top maybe. Okay, I'm glad to see I didn't get any peel with the tape. Okay. Now that's sort of encouraging. Sort of same thing. Let me see if I can just skim a little bit onto the top and maybe any excess. Rub it in. Okay. I'm going to call that encouraging from a preliminary standpoint. Now, a little more, a couple more drops right there. Let's finish up where we started here. Spread all the way across. Close enough, anyway. Alright. I think that's probably enough for y'all seeing the slow motion, the real-time stuff, so I'm going to convert to, I'm just going to go through the rest of them as fast can be, and I'll talk to you in however long that takes to do. Okay, so there at the end I finally figured out the easiest way to do it is to seal up the backside, then clean it up on the front. And I noticed you probably noticed the magically appearing band-aid. Yeah, it happened, and it hurt, and you didn't need to see all that blood. But yeah, but I think now that we got those in there, let's play with our breadboard. See if I can't get some illumination here. Okay, and I'm still figuring this thing out too, so bear with me on that. Okay, so I got figured out on the white ones, they're not as blowoutable as the red and yellow, but I still throw a resistor in just because everywhere says you're supposed to. And I believe them. But I've been doing upside down. I'm still upside down. Hold on. circuits going like that. Resistor in beginning. Okay. No, I wasn't. Up here. There. There's the battery. Now, like I said, this is the part where it's going to be the brutal stuff. So, positive. Positive. This is. Well. Okay, there you go. And there. Here. And negatives for the rail. Oh, other end. Off the juice, and okay, we got illumination on that side. Get all this without falling apart. And on that side, that looks pretty bright. By the time, if I can get, now I'm worried about them all reaching. If I can get all 9 of them, I guess I should test all the LEDs too. Oh. Just take the part off. Yeah, and I'm going to have to run them individually each time or I'm going to get confused because I don't have enough colors. Okay, I'm going to test them off camera and then I'll be back with some assembly. Alright, they're all functional. I picked up some cheapo spring clamps. Spring corner clamps a while back for a different project, but hopefully I can make this work with these. I am worried about my leads being long enough to reach all my guys, but I've got to make sure I do set them up at the right depth. I think I'll do the bottom with this one. Just to... Okay, so like I say, they're not square, so I do have to make sure I get them. Okay, see, I got them wrong there, so this guy, like so. Okay, that's, like I say, it's fairly close for me. Okay, so actually, no, I don't need those because I've got the brackets. The brackets should do. Hopefully they'll be strong enough to do the job. So those guys, if I do them like that, I can secure that the back to the back, and I don't have to worry about trimming it down. Yeah, that's the plan. Okay, so. You and you. So. Not there. Alright. I think screws short enough to do this. Without need something underneath here. I think I'm gonna need a sacrificial piece. Yeah, they are going to stick out the other side, so let's see. I'll just use Surely I got a piece of scrap wood or something around here. Cardboard, something to set it on. I guess I'm gonna go get a piece of scrap wood. I'll be right back. Okay. So, you goes under there. You, my antique driver, and this bit. You can tell it's an antique because it's 18 volts. But it still goes. And that may be off too loud for y'all. Okay, I'll probably do this part at high speed. Y'all don't need to see. This is pretty basic stuff too, so actually y'all don't need to see this. You see what I'm going to do. I'll maybe do the last one with you. I'll be back when it's a box. Okay, that took longer than expected, and I did finally figure out to put the brackets on the outside to make life easier on myself. Now, I've got all my contacts on the sides, and I did manage to not break any of them, so I'm pleased about that. Now, some of them were bent pretty bad, but obviously I didn't bolt the backboard on, but I figure I'd just do proof of concept, because I can secure the back like that if this works. And this may have been, as my dad says, a water haul. No, but we'll find out quick enough. So, question is, will my test leads reach? I think so. I think I can do this. So, let's see here. Okay, so if I'm doing that end, positive, negative. Okay, so gonna need all my wires. None of the clamps. Yeah, like I said, this is earlier. Like I said earlier, easier for me to say. It's strictly a proof of concept thing. I'm not really planning on this being the be-all, end-all of this project. Let's see here. Where do I want it to sit? Okay, actually, for tonight, so y'all can see, I'll do it down here. And I think I can make this work. I'll do it like this. Reach. Gonna get most of them. Okay, let's say gonna be a proof of concept tonight. So I just want to get these things lit up in the next 5 to 7 minutes, so I can call it a day. Ooh, what's that? Get them backwards. Oh, okay. And use my positive. Black is negative. Okay, there we go. That's better. Now, do you like that? All right. Next one. Positive. Seems like you ought to go further than that. Yeah, maybe not. Negative. And I just remembered I've got a longer board over there. I can't. This won't work. As looks like I'm gonna miss at least one set. Positive, long diode, or long connector, negative, a short one. So I'm gonna be able to get all 3. hopefully it'll do this without knocking any of these out before it's all said and done. I'm gonna reach any of these. I'm gonna reach this one. Maybe at the very end I can get to that top one. Yep. So I'm going to be getting 7 out of 10. Or 9, rather. I hope. Okay. Power is off. Shoot in place. Let's dim the lights. Actually, why not? Yeah, I'll just dim them for right now. Let's see if they were. Okay. That's not too bad. Okay. Let's see if I can slide my last piece under here without disconnecting them all. Alright. Proof of concept, I'd say. Got to do a lot of cleaning up. My cuts are not near good enough, and like I say, I should have used a satin rather than a high gloss. But you know, and obviously I need to do something about these screw heads. But as far as light, find something to put in there. My little. Yeah, I think that's gonna actually be this way, because it'll be. Yeah, that's going to be a pretty good light box, especially once I get those other 2 lights going. Yeah, I'd say it's proof of concept. It was a little more work than I was expecting or intended for, but not terribly so, and it probably only cost twice as much as one you could buy off Amazon. But you know, like I say, it's all about learning and figuring this new stuff out, and like I say, and I'm not even sure I've done most of this stuff, especially on this breadboard correctly. But it's, you know, I'm pleased with the results. I got, you know, it needs work, but it's something to start from. I'll definitely try and find something new to play with for the 15th, though. I think I've done enough with the whole superglued baking soda situation. But in the meantime, hey, thanks for watching, and come back if you're curious. See you next. Oh, wait a second. No, I don't need to see you next time yet. Gotta get you an update. We've had freezing temperatures, a couple of snows, and I say you can see where I got some molds going here on the back, but that's probably where it's just sitting flat on the board, out on the porch. I need to isolate these from other wood, but the layer does seem intact. I don't know how water repellent it still is or not, but it's like I say, it's got that, you can sort of see that sheen on it. Whereas, well, actually it looks like there's a sheen on the back, but you can sort of see on the edges where it's spilled around too. So, yeah, it's a little more reflective on the front, yeah. But that definitely tell it on the rock, 'cause that's, you know, untreated and treated. But that's the update on that. I'll keep you in the loop on these. I'm glad I remember that before I signed off. But now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.